Hi guys, Alice Taylor down here at Living Golf Academy. Today I'm going to show you how to control your club face better than ever before to hit straighter shots than you've ever hit. Right then guys, so that sounds dead simple, doesn't it? So where the club face points to impact is the biggest influence on where the ball sets off and is a huge influence on kind of where the ball ends up. So in today's video, I'm going to show you how a better understanding and application of how you use your body to control that club face through impact is going to help you hit straighter shots than ever before. So if this is your first time down watching one of my videos, welcome down to Ali Taylor Golf. If you are enjoying today's video and you don't currently subscribe, consider clicking the button below, ringing the notification bell, and then you'll find out whenever I drop a new video. But for now, let's learn how to control this club face and hit straighter shots than ever before. Right then guys, so one of the biggest issues I see or get guys complaining about to me is how they feel that they can stand and make one shot where the ball curves massively off to the left like that, and then potentially on that next swing the ball curves off to the right, and generally they just don't feel that they've got any consistency. And the issue for me with a lot of guys is I think they're obsessed with hitting the ball dead straight, which is incredibly tough. But that ability to control where that club face points at impact is huge for where the ball sets off, but it's also a big influence on kind of the path relative to the club face, the shape of the shot you'll get. Now, a huge issue I see with guys is majority of the guys obviously tend as a right-hander to hit the ball out to the right. So most of them will understand that that club face might be pointing right of target, might be at the target, but it's certainly pointing to the right of where they're swinging the club. And most guys I see tend to be actually right of target for where they're aiming, which is an issue straight away because the ball's going to set off right and keep going. So most guys will understand very, very quickly that what they need to be able to do is control how they get that club face back, but they find it very, very hard. And what you tend to see with guys, because there's so much information out there, that they're trying to do too many things at once. So one thing you'll see with guys is they know they're supposed to have a bit of forward shaft lean, and we'll see here is that as I just push the shaft forward, the club face points to the right. Equally then, if I try and get the club looking left, the shaft ends up actually leaning back to get that shot. So what we need to do is find a way of getting that club face, if we're setting up fairly straight, to get that delivered back straight. So with most guys you see a pretty decent address position, but I think the challenge for most of us is at address that chest's facing the golf ball, and they want to feel that if they can keep the chest facing the ball at impact, it gives them their best chance to get the club face back square. Problem with that is at address your weight's fairly 50-50, but as you strike the golf ball you'd see a huge amount more pressure and weight into that lead leg. So actually your chest is not straight towards the target but much more towards the target, and this isn't something that guys get used to. So they tend to try and feel that the chest stays still, and that's when the hands and maybe forearms take over, and it's a good strike, but we get the ball shaping round to the left, maybe launching higher up in the air, and we can see the club face 3.5 degrees left. So then very quickly golfers feel that they've got that little flick going on, so then they feel, right, now I need to keep my hands in front at impact. Nearly got the camera on that one. You see that one setting off way right and curving. So club face 11.6 degrees to the right. So I think as a coach it's really important that you understand initially what you're trying to achieve, but then ultimately being able to feel what you want. So like I said, with good ball strikers, you tend to feel that they control the rotation of the club face actually with their body turn, using the big muscles in the body as opposed to the small muscles. I do think you can hit a lot of good shots with the small muscles, but your timing needs to be incredibly good. So for a lot of guys, it's trying to feel where impact would be. So I think a great way is pop your left hand on the club, obviously if you're a right-handed golfer, take your bottom hand off, and then just feel that you would get your hand working underneath. So as you swing your arm underneath the shaft, you'll feel where that body's trying to point out to. So it really feels that you're opening the body up much more towards the target, and as you open the body up, then that club face is being controlled with body rotation rather than last minute with the small muscles. So I think it's always good to have a few practice swings. And I know particularly for me, I'm always willing to hit shots where I kind of feel I over-exaggerate it. So I'm going to hit a shot first of all where I feel I really try and get my body as far out of the way as possible, and let's see what shot it gives me. Didn't mind that at all. Felt a long way out of the way, but not a huge amount of shape on that. And we can see that club face almost perfectly square. Now I've just come back from a coaching trip to La Manga that I played in. Maybe I should have been exaggerating the feeling a bit more myself. But again, feel that I can turn my chest as much as I can. And then for me, the club feels like it stays behind me a little bit. And I know as I come into impact then, I get into a nice, powerful position for me. Kind of deal off the club a little bit, so I get a bit more speed off the club face, but the key is I get that control. I've always been very much hands and arms, so when my timing's good, I'm very good, and when it's not so much. So again, let's really feel like we open that body through impact. We can see pretty decent, ball set off just a little bit right of target. But that club face very, very neutral through impact. And I do think the biggest issue for guys is they worry that that body being open is going to cause that slice. I just think as long as that club face control, I don't see many guys getting the torso open as long as the shoulders are maintained in a decent line. You can keep your shoulders fairly square and open your torso. I just think guys tend to, that struggle with the slice, the shoulders go, so they feel very open this way. But as long as the shoulders stay in line and the torso's open, I think you'll get much more control on that club face and hit much, much more accurate shots. So you can see guys, I think the big issue for a lot of guys is the word open just implies slice. So then a lot of guys are really trying so hard to get their body nice and square at impact, like we showed, that all the manipulation comes from those small muscles in the hands and the forearms, and you can still hit some great shots, but that consistency level really, really drops off. So as we showed there, if you can get some really good feeling on how you're opening the body through impact, how that body rotation's controlling how the club face closes, because it's not as kind of snappy motion, you're going to be a lot more consistent, strike the ball better, and be more accurate than ever before. So guys, hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, like and share it, comment below, I'll get back to as many people as I can. If you've enjoyed the video and you don't currently subscribe, click the subscribe button, ring that notification bell, and you'll find out whenever I drop a new video. Follow me on all my social media platforms, all under Ali Taylor Golf. Hopefully catch up with some of you guys down here soon. Stay in contact.